Hello guys, last time we talked about the Japanese heavies and what their usage was in the WGL. Today, I'm going to be looking at the mouse though and its usage in the WGL, of which there are plenty, trust me. As always guys, I hope you will enjoy this video because I think the mouse, you all want to know about it. So let's get into it. After the update, the mouse is a powerhouse. If you remember from the previous video we showed you, the mouse can block a lot of things now. Let's take a look back at that segment and refresh our memory on how well it actually does. You can see that the mouse takes the expression taking a beating quite serious as it bounces a grand total of 18,000 damage. To put that into perspective guys, that's heavy tank 15 for the 260 with just damage blocked. You can see here the mouse stats with full crew skills. Like I said once already, mouse is one of those tanks where you can possibly drop V-stabs for optics for the view range. Weak spot wise, mouse still has a few. When you're looking at him from the front, the third face on the right is penetratable on the highlighted area. The same thing goes for the other side of the third face. In general, aim for the middle of it. When looking head on towards a mouse, the lower plate is still penetratable. Just make sure it's not angled downwards or angled away from you. When you're playing a taller tank such as T30 or higher mounted turret tanks, when you're face hugging a mouse, you can shoot down onto the upper hole because it's super effective and you can penetrate it. Looking at the mouse from an angle, you can see the highlighted area where you are able to penetrate as well. From the other side, I advise shooting the secondary gun as it is a weak spot and is very easy to pen. Always aim for that. Alright guys, let's take a look at some WGL examples now. You can see Haiba here playing the mouse on Ghost Town and he's looking across the cap as the enemy mouse will peek out carelessly and expose his lower plate. Let's talk about the positioning here from Kaznakrudo. Haiba is in his position because he can cover G4, but he can also cover across the cap. He has two tanks in support, who can cover both 3 line, but can also provide fire on the F and G line if Haiba gets put under pressure. Behind them, there's a 50B who can relocate to either corner, and from either of those corners he can cover the 2 to the 4 line. Last but not least, we have the AMX-30B, who has climbed up, now starts to take the eastern side because most of the enemy tanks were spotted. The positioning from Haiba is crucial as he is angling towards both locations he can get spot from. You can see at this point in time, Haiba keeps his patience and bounces the enemy shots that come in. When he knows the enemies aren't looking, he aims at them, waits for the right moment, and you can see he will smack him in the third face, no problem whatsoever. Now you can see the mouse from Storm has a shot, but he doesn't have a shot that he can penetrate. Haiba is angling very well and not being greedy. He's not exposing his third. One of the most important parts of playing the mouse is knowing when to angle and knowing when to expose your turret to shoot. Same situation. Haiba was patient, got Storm to shoot and will punish him once more for peeking badly. Great patience from Haiba. You can see here Storm exposes a little bit of his third face and got penned straight through it. That's the accuracy of the mouse. Because of Haiba's patience and his team's good rotations, Gunrunners has only one option left, and it's to push. This won't end well for them as they have traded a lot of HP and have to push into a crossfire. Because of Haiba's good trades, he still has plenty of HP to focus the low HPs from Gunrunners. Now, let's take a look at a map where you don't usually see a mouse. It's Prokhorovka. Rulezik is playing it, and you will see mouse works out well versus these low caliber guns, especially when the Batchas are shooting APCR. The tactic here from Utopia though is easy. They send Rulezik to the rock to spot so Papa Pavin from the backline can reset with RD. Colosword can cover Rulezik if the mouse or IS-7 tries to peek on him. You have a quick rotation force with 2 SCRVs and a Batcha that can shoot anybody peeking or can push across and push in towards the heavies. Last but not least, there is a Batchat controlling the south who can also push across at one point if needed. Istuba is trying to break this tactic by using a Object 261. They choose for this one instead of, for example, the T92 because it's more accurate and it has AP shots. The AP on the 261 isn't so reliable though versus a mouse. As you can see, it just gets deflected. You can see here where the AP shot hits the turret and just doesn't penetrate because of the mouse's armor. Second try from the RD now, and this time he just hits the track of the mouse. It's why AP isn't reliable. In return, FC Dynamo came to support and they managed to stop the cap. Because of the bouncing of the 261 and good angling from Lezik, he actually managed to pick over 8k blocked, which is the highest so far in the WGL. Very impressive. The issue with the 261 versus mouse is that it can do really low damage with HE ammunition, as demonstrated. The power is the AP though, it can really hurt. You can see RD has a perfect shot on the side and doesn't miss the shot. A massive hit for 1158 damage. When the RD works out, it can do tremendous damage. But it has a lot of chance of not connecting or not hitting whatsoever on faster tanks such as Batchats. Let's take a look at the final example. A 1 versus 1 between Diplomat and Nile in mouses. Nile is running away because he is on lower HP and defending, so he doesn't need to fight Diplomat. Diplomat gets 2 vital connections on towards Nile, but keep in mind, he has used both of his repair kits. As said, he has no repair kits anymore. Second off, he's also a 2-shot HP-wise. The third factor to keep into account is he can still capture the base if he wants to, but the most crucial factor is Nile is holding the corner and has Adrenaline Rush available. Diplomat moved back onto the cap, and Nile is coming to reset. The positioning from Diplomat is important because he's pointing towards Nile so he can rush him if he gets shot. Unfortunately for Nile, he gets a low roll here on towards Diplomat, but it's just a slight low roll. Diplomat will try to go for the shot. He will get it, but it will bounce off the turret of Nile. Nile rushes forward to try and get the trade, but he low rolls again. Very unfortunate for him, but Diplomat has the chance now. Diplomat comes around the corner, doesn't miss this time, getting the crucial connection for his team and winning the round. As always guys, I hope this gave you a little bit of insight of how the mouse is used in WGL and what are its strengths and some weaknesses as well, mainly strengths though. I hope you found this interesting, and as always, see you guys on the battlefield.